All right, so anybody else catch what Gwen Stefani did online? Kind of funny, right? I mean, this hollaback girl we're talking about stirs up this huge online controversy just by sharing a post. It's kind of crazy how something that seems so simple like that can turn into such a big deal.
I think this really shows how tricky it can be for celebrities these days. It's like anything they say, anything they do, even about something like faith, which you wouldn't think is controversial, can turn into this huge debate. It's all about expectations, I think, what fans expect from them.
Totally. So, okay, here's what went down. March 6th, 2025,
Hmm.
Gwen makes this post on, well, X, whatever we're calling Twitter these days. It's about this interview she saw, right?
Huh?
An interview with Tucker Carlson. And that's a guy who, tends to get people talking one way or the other. And he's interviewing Jonathan Rumi. Now, if that name doesn't sound familiar,
Yeah.
he's the actor who plays Jesus in that series, The
Oh, The
Chosen.
Chosen, yeah.
And their conversation, it was all about Christianity, faith, that kind of stuff. Oh, and just one other little detail. The interview came out on Ash Wednesday. So, kind of fitting for the topic.
Yeah, the timing there does suggest a personal connection, for Stefani. And it kind of points to why she liked it, the focus on faith and all.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So Gwen's post, it's pretty simple. She's like, wow, at Jonathan Rumi, you're a powerful, inspirational human. What an enlightening, intelligent, beautiful interview. Thank you for being UGX, with the link and all that. Seems pretty harmless, right? Well, the internet did not think so.
Boy, it's a reminder that public figures got to watch their every step online. Every little thing they do can get looked at and interpreted in so many different ways.
For real. Some people, they went off. I mean, we saw comments calling her a right-wing grifter, straight up. And then there were the personal ones like, Gwen, as a longtime fan, you're making it harder and harder to keep supporting you. Ouch, right. Another one said, you honestly need a reality check. God, this is heartbreaking. I mean, wow. And then there was, of course, the more political stuff. Calling Tucker Carlson a Russian propagandist, slamming Gwen for, giving him a platform just because she shared the interview.
Yeah.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's that whole guilt by association thing, right? Especially with someone like Carlson, who's such a polarizing figure. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what the context is, even a simple link, it's seen through that lens of, who he is and what people think of him.
And you know what makes it even weirder? Some people dug up this old thing about her promoting a prayer app, this thing called Hallow. There's a subscription, like $70 a year or something. And they're acting like this is more proof she's gone all conservative, like connecting dots that maybe shouldn't be connected.
Yeah, this happens all the time. It's like people try to build a story, a narrative about someone based on, their own beliefs. The Hallow app, whether it's related or not, becomes part of the story they're telling about Stefani.
But hey, it wasn't all bad. Lots of people had her back. They defended her right to talk about her faith, right? One comment, it really hit the nail on the head. It said, he's a Catholic and Gwen is a Catholic, and it's the beginning of Lent. Why can't everyone just be themselves without all the judgment?
I mean, that's a good point, isn't it? Why do we expect celebrities to, fit into our little boxes?
Yeah, it gets at that tension, right? Fans wanting celebrities to, mirror their own beliefs, and then the celebrities just trying to be themselves. It's almost like fans feel they have a say in who these celebrities are.
Right, exactly. And plenty of others agreed. Beautiful message from an equally beautiful soul, stuff like that. Some even went after the people criticizing her, called them, well, unhinged. One longtime fan, he said he was disappointed to see people, freaking out just because she liked an interview. That kind of split reaction, it's pretty typical these days. The internet, it lets people find others who think like them, whether they love someone or hate them. And when a celebrity does something, it's like fuel for those groups, right? It can get intense because, it's all online. There's that distance.
It's true. So let's take a step back for a minute. It is important to remember, and the article we read mentions this, that Gwen Stefani's never really been super public about her politics.
Yeah.
It's not something she talks about a lot.
And, if you look back, her being open about her Catholicism, that's not new. It's been there throughout her career, even if it wasn't always, front and center.
Exactly. I mean, remember that whole thing about her waiting for an annulment from the Vatican before she could marry Blake Shelton? That's a pretty big deal. It shows you how seriously she takes her faith.
That's a great point. It gives her, liking this interview a different meaning. It's not about politics. It's about her own, spiritual journey.
Right. So here's the million-dollar question. Why did all this happen? Why did praising a conversation about faith cause such a meltdown for some people? This whole thing, it shows just how complicated it is to be a celebrity these days. Every little thing they do online, it's under a microscope, and people are quick to judge, often based on their own political views. you know?
That's what we call projection. Fans, they develop these relationships with celebrities, even though it's one-sided, and they start to see their own values and beliefs in that celebrity. And when the celebrity does something that doesn't fit that image, it can feel like a betrayal. That's why the reactions can be so strong.
That makes total sense. And let's be real, a figure like Tucker Carlson, he's become a lightning rod, right? People have strong opinions about him. So even if he's having a conversation about faith, it's going to be seen through that lens of, who he is and what he represents.
It's because we all live in our own little bubbles now, right? We
Yeah.
get our news and opinions from sources that already agree with us. So when someone steps outside that bubble, even a little, it can feel threatening. It's like a challenge to our worldview.
And you know what? It makes you wonder if just talking about faith in public is becoming like a political statement. It's sad because it's such a personal thing, but it seems like everything gets dragged into these cultural and political battles.
It does raise the question, doesn't it? Can we even have a conversation about something like faith without it becoming a political debate? It seems like you got to pick a side, and if you don't fit neatly into a box, you're going to get pushback.
The funny thing is, even the article we're talking about, it's all about whether or not Gwen's actually getting backlash, which means it's not over. People are still debating it.
Right, and that shows you just how hard it is to gauge, public opinion online. There might be some loud voices, but it doesn't mean they represent everyone.
Yeah. So what's the takeaway here? Gwen Stefani, huge pop star, praises an interview about faith, and the internet explodes. It shows you just how complicated it is to be a celebrity these days.
Yep.
Every little thing they do online can be scrutinized and reinterpreted, even if it's not meant to be political. It tells us a lot about how fans see celebrities and how personal beliefs, like faith, can become part of someone's public image, especially online.
And taking a wider view, it really shows the tightrope celebrities walk these days. Their own beliefs can clash with what fans expect from them, and those expectations, amplified by social media, can create situations where even innocent actions have huge consequences.
So here's what I want to leave you with. When everything online happens so fast and everyone's so quick to judge, how much should a celebrity's personal beliefs, especially about faith, something that's so personal, affect how we see them? Should it change whether we support their work? Or is this just about people being able to express themselves, no matter who they are, even if those beliefs aren't popular? It's a tricky question with no easy answers, and it says a lot about what it means to be a public figure in our world today.
It really does. It's a fascinating glimpse into how our digital world is changing the rules of fame and how personal beliefs, especially faith, play into that.
Totally agree. All right, that's it for our deep dive this week. Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time.
Take care.